I don't know about you, but there's one thing that really irritates me when people do styling. And that is that they always focus on the belly and never on the ass and the thighs. I don't know what that is. Occasionally there's a saddlebag style thing, occasionally. Like it's literally 1 in 50 times. It's all about the tummy. We all have tummies. Even those of us who have saddlebags have tummies, yes. And tummies are a pain and it's important we learn how to disguise them. But it's so rarely about the thighs and the hips and the butt. And it really actually annoys me. Please, people, do something for those of us that have thigh issues, okay? So I'm doing that today for you on behalf of my body. The thing is with my body is that I have a very long one and I have shorter legs and I have some, you know, roundness on my butt and thighs. I always have, and I've always been smaller up the top. So I've always found it hard to find pants that work well. And they're always way too big in the waist and around this upper hip area, and then they're too tight in the thigh. I have avoided joggers for so long because they come in at the bottom, and everyone always talks about, oh, you've got to have this, you know, bell-shaped bottom so it balances out the hip. Yes, that can work, but it does again depend on the fit, where it starts flaring, how tight it is on the thigh, so many variables, how high-waisted, da-da-da. And you'd think, as I said, with a jogger, that having the pant come in at the bottom would be unflattering, and actually it's not. If you can find a pant that fits well here, this is a little loose for me here, but it still works okay. This is a Zara jogger, and that has the right height. I can pull this up to my waist, or I can wear it a little lower, almost on my hip as I'm doing here. And if there's enough room in the thigh, it is actually quite a flattering pant. I wouldn't often wear it with flats because with flats it does end up looking a little dumpier. You can see that my legs end up looking a little bit shorter, and when I put a heel on you'll notice the difference. But you know, you can see that they're actually quite flattering. They're not clinging in all the wrong places. They've got a nice flatness over the belly, so they're not adding to any belly woes. So I just encourage you to look at different styles of pants. I know trying on pants is a pain in the butt. But it's worth it just to find that good fit and try to look for something that has a little bit of room in the leg and can fit you around this area, or can at least be drawn in. And don't be fooled, because a wide leg pant invariably isn't wide leg, or it isn't wide leg enough, or it just doesn't flatter. You'd think that with all that fabric it would, but again it depends on the fabric of the pant, the cut, everything. Even with pockets, you can see this has pockets, but they're not on the side. They're not a seam pocket. They are actually a front pocket with a slide. So they're not adding bulk to the side of the pant. You can see here. Yeah, probably a little bit too much fabric here. Might have to put a dart. Anyway, I thought I'd just show you these particular pants 3 ways with some different accessories and see how they can go from down at the beach to a nice lunch out with friends. For look number 2, I've pulled the pants right up, and you can see it really makes my legs look longer to have the waist up high. And I've tucked in at the front to give it a more elegant look, but I've still allowed it to hang down at the back for that French chic look. But you can see how different that looks in terms of, you know, before it was quite slouchy and down at the beach, and now it's a little bit more, you know, shopping with friends. I've added a fabulous jangle around the neck, a little bit of a glint here, but then not much else, just some neutral stuff, some more neutral tones, and an ecru bag that kind of, you know, it disappears against the stripe and the fabulousness of these pants, and of course the sensational sandal. So it's still monochromatic, it's still casual, but it just takes things up a little bit, adds that little bit of chic. Let's try something a bit more elevated. And the last look is Tree Chic Sweetie with crossbody bag and a fabulous belt drawing in the waist. I have tucked that little tangle of rope underneath. I have put the belt over the top and drawn it in nice and tight. And then beautiful linen blazer over the top with this sensational crossbody bag, and check out that heel. I love a jogger with a heel. I think it's so sexy. And the great thing about it is that if you're worried about this region, if you have a sensational stripe, some beautiful jangles around here, a fabulous blazer over the top that just sort of skims any problem area, a crossbody that adds interest, and of course a sensational belt, it's not going to draw the eye to your thighs when people look at you. And I think that's something one of my friends said to me once, long-term friend. She said to me, you've got to remember that people are not just looking at your thighs, you know, or your belly, or your double chin, or your whatever it is that you don't like about your body. They are just not staring at that spot. We automatically hone our eyes in on the spots that we don't like because we are inherently self-critical. And even if we don't realise it, that's what we do. So when I move around, all I can think of is how my thighs are looking and how upsetting that is, which is ridiculous. But other people are not doing that. Other people are seeing the whole picture. And also, we're not just standing here like this, are we? We are moving, we are active, our body shifts and changes as we move. And that's just something that I try to remember when I struggle with how my body is looking or feeling. So that might help you in some way. I also just wanted to try a black blazer. And that's also pretty chic. So you can see how it changes the entire look. And I don't know, I think I might prefer the white. And also the length of the white was a lot better. But just goes to show how it completely alters the look of an outfit when we change out the blazer and change out the accessories. So I hope that was inspiring for you. I'm just loving this Breton at the moment. I haven't worn Breton for a while, these stripes, and with summer coming, it's just something that I reach for. Do you do the same? And how do you feel about your thighs? Are you more a belly or a thigh girl? First world problems.